Hello everyone, this is -1 equals exponential of IPy, and this video is a preview video of Hero Attack version 1.1. If you haven't seen my first video, I recommend that you see that one first, because in it I explained what Hero Attack is, and I demonstrated the majority of the heroes. In this video, I will be demonstrating the changes and additions in version 1.1, which includes 12 new heroes, and I will also be going over items, because I didn't get to them in my last video. Before I begin, I would just like to say that I'm very sorry it took me so long to complete version 1.1. Really, version 1.1 should have been completed weeks ago. However, I got a bit discouraged due to the popularity system, so I didn't work my map for a 2-week period. Also, I will not be releasing Hero Attack version 1.1 right away. Instead, I'll be releasing it sometime this weekend, most likely on Saturday. The reason for this is because if I announce my map in advance, hopefully enough people will join version 1.1 when I release it that I'll be able to get a game started. Okay, so I guess I'll begin. Before I get to the new heroes, I would just like to go over feedback and balance changes. Unfortunately, there won't be that many changes because I didn't get that much feedback. But the feedback that I did get was excellent, and I really appreciate it. There was even one user from Team Liquid who created an account just to give me feedback. And despite being unable to get a game going, play my map in single player and try out every single one of my heroes and gave me feedback that way. So I really appreciated that. One thing that a lot of people have pointed out was that the Baneling hero was a bit too powerful, especially against structures. For example, one strategy that players said might be too powerful was if a player could sneak their Baneling hero into the enemy base, they could attack the enemy main building. And this seemed a bit too powerful because basically you only need to do that twice to win the game. And I would have to agree that the Baneling hero did too much damage to the buildings. So the Baneling hero no longer does double damage to structures. Instead, it does regular damage. So that strategy should be half as effective. Another thing that people pointed out was that the Roach hero was a bit too weak, and I would have to agree with this, because the Roach hero was a melee unit that didn't have a lot of energy and wasn't that fast. So what I did is I gave the Roach hero back its ranged attack. So hopefully this will allow people, hopefully this will make the Roach more powerful and will also make the Roach a bit more micro-intensive and allow people to use like kiting and techniques like that. As for the Roach's ability, Corrosive Acid, it's still here, but I made it purple. So instead of shooting green acid, so if you see the Roach hero shoot green acid, it's the Roach's regular attack, and if the Roach shoots purple acid, then it's the Corrosive Acid special ability. One more thing is that I noticed that the Zerg spawns, the units that are spawned from the buildings, seemed a bit weaker than for Terran and Protoss. And the thing was that I tested the units extensively in single player to try to make sure that all 3 races had balanced units at all 4 tiers. But the thing is that the Zerg units are more numerous, and as a result, they take up more space. And I guess I didn't take into account the fact that when the Zerg units turn corners, they tend to spread out, and as a result, the Zerglings would engage too early, and the Zerg units would be less effective. So what I did is I reduced the radius of the Zerglings, so they now take up slightly less room, and they won't engage the enemy as early. Also, I made the Roach unit slightly stronger, so hopefully those 2 things should make all 3 races, the spawns of all 3 races balanced. One more thing, a lot of people pointed out that some heroes like the Queen could spawn units that did not have a timed life and were permanent. This is intentional because I want to see how it will work out as a strategy. extremely fast and efficient. And one thing I was really popular in subclass 1 with the Vulture was the use of patrol micro, and that's where you use patrol to basically move while you attack. So I modified the Vulture's weapon to allow patrol micro. So you can use patrol micro with the Vulture hero, just like you could use patrol micro with the Vulture in StarCraft 1. So hopefully that will make the Vulture really fun to use. The Vulture has abilities, of course. It has spider mines. So the Vulture hero can release spider mines throughout the game. And these spider mines, whenever the Vulture hero also attacks. It has fragmentation grenades. And normally when the Vulture hero attacks, it only shoots one grenade. But with fragmentation grenades, the Vulture hero called can shoot two grenades instead of one. And so it's basically like critical strike. Will craft two, but this individual ability actually Vulture So the idea behind the Vulture hero is play mine everywhere and use patrol micro and use your security and it can be a lot of fun. Now, for the Terrans, we also have Vulture hero, which is the Firebat hero, which is another unit from StarCraft 1. The Firebat hero is a melee hero. It has the attack and force, like StarCraft 1. It has two passes. One of them increases the velocity of the Firebat. The Firebat's ultimate is called Firebat, and basically the Firebat will a large amount of fire that deals damage units in that area over time. Looks pretty cool. And the Firebat hero is Fire Blast, but your allies aren't, so be careful not to do your allies ability. We also have the Marauder hero, and Marauder hero has the attack of force, gives concussive shells, and this just allows the Marauder to attack slow enemy units within an AoE, so basically the Marauder is slow. And also the passive that decreases the damage it takes, Ultimate Expo. And the Marauder hero's ultimate is Point Defense Zone. And Point Defense Zone is at the and it also does not have a timed life. So you can use the Point Defense Zone for a large variety of situations. For example, you could use it to scout by putting it in some trees or something, or you could use it in combat. And the final hero that the Terrans have is the Thor hero. And the Thor hero has strike cannons, which is similar to the Thor's regular attack, where it stuns the unit and deals damage over time. The Thor hero also has two passives. Initially, the Thor hero doesn't start with an anti-air attack, but if you upgrade the ability called Javelin Missiles, then it'll be able to attack air units, and its attack will get more powerful as you upgrade the ability. You can also upgrade vehicle plating for the Thor hero, to make the Thor hero more durable. And the Thor hero's ultimate is pretty cool. It's called Immortality Protocol, and basically what it does is I think it was a ability in beta or something. But what it does is whenever the Thor dies, there is a small whenever the Thor is killed, the Thor won't die. Instead, it will become wreckage. And I'll just show you the ability. I'm just killing my Thor right now. So the Thor becomes wreckage, and what happens is when the Thor is wreckage, it'll heal itself over time. And if you kill the Thor while the Thor is wreckage, Thor hero while the Thor hero is wreckage, then the Thor hero will die, of course. But if you don't, then the Thor hero will slowly come back to life. Of course, while the Thor hero is wreckage, you can't attack or do anything. But it's sort of like reincarnation. Be sure to kill the Thor hero like after you kill it. Otherwise, it'll come back to life. So this makes the Thor hero really durable. Okay, so I guess we'll go to Protoss heroes. This is a hero I really like. It's called the Phoenix hero. And like the Vulture hero, you can use Patrol hero with the Phoenix hero, just like you could with the Vulture hero. Initially, the Phoenix hero can only attack ground units. It can't attack air units. Anyway, its abilities. One of its abilities is Graviton Beam, but this is Graviton Beam with a twist. What happens is when you use Graviton Beam on a unit, it lifts them up, but unlike the regular Graviton Beam, this pulls units with your Phoenix hero. So it's sort of like the ability that the Batrider had in Dota, where you can use it to pull enemy units into towers and do all sorts of crazy things. So I think it'll allow players to be really creative with this ability. The Phoenix hero also has an ability called Void Spheres, which is just a damage ability that shoots a projectile at enemy units. So it's just a damage ability. The Phoenix hero also has a passive ability that increases the Phoenix hero's speed. And the Phoenix hero also, and as for the Phoenix hero's ultimate, it has an ultimate called Flight. And basically, the Flight just allows the Phoenix hero to become a flying unit. And when the Phoenix hero is a flying unit, it can attack air units, but not ground units. And it can move around, move over obstacles like a flying unit. And of course, you can become a ground unit again. And you can become an air unit again. It costs a bit of energy to keep flying. But I think this is pretty cool, because one thing that Dota never had was that it did not really have any flying units. All heroes were basically ground heroes. But I want to having a hero that can become a flying hero, I think adds a bit of depth to the game, because it means that like some heroes might counter the Phoenix hero, like if they have anti-air, but other heroes might not be able to attack air, and then they might be weak against the Phoenix hero. So yeah, the Phoenix hero is basically a super mobile caster unit that should hopefully be a lot of fun to use. For the Protoss, we also have the Colossus hero. And the Colossus's the hero's first ability is called Time Pyramid, and this is sort of like Force Field. It creates a time pyramid that lasts for like a few seconds. But unlike Force Field, you can trap units in it. So let's say I use it on this Archon hero. I create a time pyramid on the Archon hero, and the Archon hero cannot escape from the time